Okay, good morning. I'm walking from Gloucester Road, and we've just had our morning meeting, our global morning meeting, where we have Sydney, Netherlands, South Africa, London, Italy, and we're talking about leadership and our intervention with cricket, South Africa and cricket as a whole, using sport to bring mental health tools on the ground. And one of the challenges in organizations, and this is for every organization, you can get buy-in at the top of the pyramid, and you can get buy-in at the bottom of the pyramid, and often destruction happens in the middle of the pyramid. So if you have leadership at the top, and then you have management in the middle, and then you have the teams at the bottom, often it's dysfunction in the middle management that runs the intervention or sabotages the intervention. And one of the narratives that I want to challenge in the South African context is there's that saying amongst the coloured community that goes, we're not white enough to be white and we're not black enough to be black. And I really want to call bullshit on that statement, in the sense of having a courageous conversation around this. And so it's kind of quite triggering for myself personally, because when I talk about these things, it kind of triggers my white guilt stuff and my political correctness, and then I kind of go, oh fuck, but for the sake of doing good in the world, we need to challenge false beliefs that stop us from growing and going out and doing good in the world. And one of the advantages of being involved in drugs and addiction, and because of the war on drugs, if you were taking drugs, you had to go and meet other communities, diverse communities, to go and score. So from somebody that used drugs, I got to meet a lot of diverse communities in my time, and whether you're kind of smoking marijuana or heroin or cocaine or crystal meth, whatever, you've got to go out and meet diverse communities, and to build relationships with those communities, you'd have to understand what was going on and meet the families and things like that. And where am I going with this? Let me just grab my thoughts quickly. So the war on drugs is a diversity issue, and the laws around that were oppressive laws which hurt many communities, and white privileged people weren't impacted by those as much as people that weren't white. And this is something that we've known about for a long time, and this is all part of dismantling that sort of thinking and behavior. And this is in line with the World Health Organization in what we need to do. So having courageous conversations about race and challenging those sorts of things and addressing them is a very important topic. And here in the UK, they've got Black History Month. And I was sitting in a group the other day, and there was a black lady in the group, and she goes, what is this Black History Month? I've got to be black every single day. And which I completely get and understand. And a lot of what it's about is actually changing the narrative for white people so that white people can understand and to get a different perspective and to challenge the beliefs that they might have, and which has been ingrained in us growing up. So one of the beliefs from a drug addict perspective is that drug addicts are stupid, people who take drugs are communists, if you smoke dacha, you're going to go psychotic. There are all sorts of narratives that discriminate against people that take drugs, and because of that discrimination makes it difficult for people to seek help and find the support, particularly with family members. So you can imagine what it's like for a Muslim family where somebody's drinking alcohol, and alcohol in Muslim culture is haram, which basically means don't do that shit. So for us to get this hubs program to be a success on the ground, we need to get middle management to buy in and to understand what it is that we're doing on the ground. And as we expand on the ground, we've got to understand that we're going to be challenging the system, we're going to be ruffling feathers, and that we need to stay strong in that as we move forward. Because it's not fucking easy trying to change systems that have been in place for many, many years, that people are often unconscious about the harms that are being caused and how we can continue to perpetuate those problems by our own internal belief systems, which are just not true. So, God, I'm so out of breath walking. So where do I want to go with this? First of all, I want to, for me to be consistent in my messaging, I need to keep posting these bloody videos and to keep being out there and to put myself out onto the fucking middle of the circus ring and to call this sort of stuff out. And it's not fucking easy. It's not easy, and the reason it's not easy is because all the projections that get thrown on you when you go out there and do this stuff. And I like to use the metaphor of cricket again, where you're the batsman and you've got to go out and bat in the middle of the field and you're by yourself. Nobody's there. It's not a team sport in the sense of, like throwing a ball around like rugby. You've got to stand there and face the ball on your own. And where am I going with this metaphor? I'm not sure, but metaphors are often good ways of explaining something that lots of people can understand. And what I've become aware of this week is particularly all the false beliefs around crack cocaine and how those narratives have really harmed a lot of people and stopped people from being able to get help, and have stopped people that are wanting to help those people receive help. I hope that came out right. And so, for example, let's take it to TUC or methamphetamine. If you deal with those people, they're mad, they're aggressive, they're going to kill you, they're psychotic. There's a whole lot of false beliefs around the person that's using that makes it difficult for the helpers to help that person, and it makes it difficult for the person that wants the help to receive the help. And if we look at the States and the amount of people, particularly black people, that are in jail, they are for drug offences, and the majority of them are not there for violent offences. So, when did I post this video? Alright, anyway, that's enough for today. Can't be longer than 10 minutes. And that's about it. And if you got this far, well done for watching. I hope I didn't waste 10 minutes of your time. And if I did, sorry. Goodbye.